Hello and welcome to ClueCore. This is my attempt at making a restricted content Ironman, going with the current trend as such. As you might guess from the name, my stipulation is I can only use clues. I'm going to allow myself to use all of the starting items that are available. I've sold the dagger for 4 coins and bought a spade, but the general rules are I can only play via clues. I cannot loot any random items that drop from monsters, only clue scrolls. I can skill, and I can use clues that I get from fishing or woodcutting. I think there's maybe a few other places I can get clues. If a clue set needs items like emote clues, I can farm for the item drop or buy it from a shop, but I can't use it as equipment to get more clues. So if I'm doing hard clues in the near future and I need, say, a rune plate body, I can go and buy one if I've done Dragon Slayer, which I probably will be doing. I can buy it, but I cannot then wear that piece of armor unless I get one as a drop from a clue. I think that's the general gist of it. I'm just going to see how far I can get not using items. I'm going to start by doing X marks a spot to get a beginner clue. I've bought spade, which is the only item needed. I've not done this quest before, but it's meant to be pretty fast, so we'll start by doing that. And talk to Veos in this new pub, and we tell him I'm looking for a quest. I'm going to basically skip through all the text because, you know, it's a really short quest. You can do it yourself if you want to read it. I don't really care about the story. He's giving me a scroll. Okay, thanks. Good luck. So we read the scroll and it tells me I've got to go to Bob's house, Bob's axe shop, to find this first spot. We follow a couple of steps and dig. I already know where the dig spots are, even though I haven't done the quest before. Totally not using a guide. So we dig and we find another scroll, and this tells us to dig at the back of the castle. Well, we need to practice clicking a bit better. What I need to do, which I should have done, is put the game sounds on just so we've got a little noise. I'll turn that down a bit for me because it's a little noisy. Hopefully my settings will be correct. Third dig site is the wheat farm by the Draenor jail, is that? I like to vaguely know where it is. Yeah, I know where that is. So we run out, we get attacked by a mugger. So there's a few things that are going to be very miserable for this account early on. A lack of run energy, because I have 1 agility. This is a member's account as well, I probably should have said that. A lack of run energy, a lack of teleport options. I can't use the G to buy teleport tabs on the hardcore as well. There's quite a lot of stuff I'm getting to say. But yeah, there are going to be a few difficulties with it. Oh, I miss having this little shortcut door there. We're on to the last step anyway. We've got to dig in the pig pen. This will give us our casket. We can't open it. But we don't go back to Lumbridge, we have to go to the Port Sarim dock, because although this is a quest that kind of introduces treasure trails, I never know the actual word. It introduces clue scrolls, shall we say. It was originally added to the game to introduce players to Zaya, which is not great content. Bit of sea shanty. Everyone loves sea shanty. And here's Veos, here's the end of the clue. Given that, tells me you can go to Karen, but we don't want to. We've got a lamp, we've got a beginner clue scroll. This is actually my first beginner clue scroll because I haven't done this quest on my main account. And I've just not bothered to farm any because the reward, well, my main account's an Ironman as well, just didn't seem worthwhile doing. So we've got an antique lamp. This gives 300 experience. I'm tempted to put it into attack just to make like starting combat a little faster. It's only 300 experience. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference, so I will go with attack just to get a bit of accuracy. I can start equipping my items that I'll be using. So sword and shield. Put the arrows on just to have an extra inventory slot. Got all these runes. Yeah, I've got 200 coins as well. It's quite nice. So now we want to go to the cook in Lumbridge Castle. We could use home teleport, but then it's a half an hour wait. And I'd rather not do that. So instead we're going to just have a nice leisurely walk back. And we have to figure out what we're going to farm. I think it's goblins will drop beginner clues. We will be doing beginner clues for some time. I don't think I mentioned it originally, but combat stats, fair game to train, because I will be killing stuff to get clues. It's just equipment I can't use other than starting equipment. Once these arrows are gone, once these runes are gone, they're gone. I cannot buy more. Well, I'm not sure actually. I don't think I can get arrows from clues, so it may be that I can sell or alch clue rewards that I don't use to get arrows and runes in the future. But arrows and runes that drop from monsters are not allowed. Looking at my skills, a lot of the skills will be useless. I may do Slayer, but obviously none of the drops will be allowed. It's more just variety to keep me sane. Here's our second clue. This will probably be the final step. Cheer at Iffy Knitter. Equip a chef hat and a red cape. So, red capes, I think I can buy them in Varrock. But the chef hat, chef hats I can farm from goblins, so I'll be doing that. I'm going to get to 5 attack, and then I'll work on strength and defense because I believe beginner clue scrolls give steel. I'm not certain though. We'll have to compete with pros using cannons to get clues and challenge scrolls, unfortunately. So, I'm going to find out goblins. They do drop chef hats, they're an uncommon drop. I don't have food, that's an interesting problem. It might be a bit extreme to go without food, but we'll see. I mean, I could live off purple sweets, but I'd rather not. So I may allow myself to do fishing, cooking, get myself some supplies that way. But we'll see. I've only got very basic rules penned out at the minute. We'll just see how the account evolves as we play it. But it's clue orientated. It's gonna suck if we get something worth tons of money that we can't use, but it'll be fun as well. So I finally got a chef's hat to drop. It didn't take long. I got 1 attack level, 1 strength level. Now we go to Varrock to buy the red cape. And I wasn't sure who this iffy knitter person was. I had to look it up, and it turns out it's the old woman in the clothes shop. So I can buy a red cape from her. Now, as per the rules of this account, I will have a red cape. I think it has like some really basic stats, but I cannot use that in combat because it's something I've acquired to do a clue. If I somehow manage to get a red cape to drop from a clue scroll as a reward, I will be able to use that. I'll go into the agility shortcut, which I can't actually use. I did have to use my food, and I've just realised that I shouldn't be using my run energy now, because I'll have to pass the scary wizards that will possibly destroy me. So I will keep some run energy. I'll walk slow to give my HP time to regenerate. Get my inventory nice and organised. As I was killing the goblins, coins were dropping, and nearly out of habit I went to pick them up, but I didn't. I'm keeping the 200 coins from the quest, because the quest is kind of an introduction to clue scrolls. I see the coins as like a reward from doing a clue. What I'll use them for, I haven't got a clue. Oh well, I have got a clue, but I could potentially buy food. I'm still really unsure on how skilling should play an effect on this account. Like, in the near future, I'd like to do ham guards to get easy clues really frequently. So I need to do thieving, obviously. Ham guards start at level 15 thieving, and I can get that quite easily, but if I went to, say, the tea stall in Varrock, the tea that I steal, would I be able to use it because it's not from a clue? But at the same time, it's going to be near impossible to get enough food to sustain myself otherwise. What? Oh, I have to cheer, don't I? Yeah. Cheer. There's Yori. Another step. Is that Falador? I think it is. So I believe that is, yeah, it's a stone circle. So we've got a nice long walk over to Falador. Out of curiosity, does the cape give me any bonuses? It does give me defense bonuses, so I can't use it because it's not a starting item. While I'm going past the bank as well, I want to throw everything in. I'll stop recording to do my pin. Okay, so I've banked most of my items. I'm keeping the clue and the spade because that's all I currently need to exist. I'm going to start the long boring run over to Falador, and then I'll probably resume once I get there. So I've finally arrived at the stone circle in Falador. I believe I'm in the correct spot for digging. Now, while I was walking here, which wasn't very long, I had a look at the drop table for beginner caskets, and they drop like a short bow, iron pickaxe, all 4 of the elemental staffs, full steel, well, steel plate, steel longsword, steel dagger, steel axe, steel battle axe. They also drop noted food in shrimps, sardines, herrings and cabbages, and also runes. Really rare chance to get black helm and plate body and some other black items from it, which would be nice to have. And then there's the uniques, which are pretty good too. So we'll dig, we'll get our casket, and this will be the first clue, the start of all the chaos that's to come. Let's see what we get. And we get a steel full helm. So this is now unlocked for use, although I cannot wear it because I don't have 5 defense. I'm going to return to Lumbridge, and I can grind out 5 defense at goblins and then wear this full helmet proudly. So let's go and farm for another clue. So I've just been killing some goblins trying to get a clue, raising my defense level, and I was thinking I could just suicide and respawn at Lumbridge, run back across the bridge, pick all my stuff up, carry on killing. But then I realised I'm a hardcore Iron Man, and that would be very dumb to do, and I am close to dying here, so I've decided I'm going to allow myself to fish and cook so that I've got food so that I don't die, because it could take forever to get food from a clue, and I don't want to stand around and wait for my health to regenerate all the way back up, because it's just pointless. So fishing and cooking are totally legal, and wood cutting also for making fires and fire making. They don't really impact my account in an unfair way, so I'm going to take these 3 items out, mining 2 probably, but again, it's like mining and smithing. I can allow myself to use those, but I won't be using any smith armor or weapons to aid in combat, just to potentially make it easier to complete clues. If I get, say, a clue that wants me to have an iron plate body, I can smith my own rather than buying one, even though they don't cost much. So yeah, skilling will be allowed, but the only skilling stuff I can use to benefit me in combat is food, because food is essential. Like, throughout all this talking, I've barely regained any HP, and this is just fighting goblins, so think how bad it will get at higher levels. So I'm going to catch some fish, get a full inventory, cook them all up, and get back to killing goblins. So I caught some shrimps, and I cooked them all up, and I burned quite a lot of them. But this will let me stay at goblins a little while, I suppose. We burnt more than half of them. I don't have shift drop turned on yet, we definitely want that. But either way, I will stay here and keep farming for another clue. Well, we've finally hit, I suppose, a milestone. We've got 5 defense, which, you know, it's pretty insignificant. We can wear steel armor, which is nice. So I can finally wear my first treasure trial item, even though it is a very generic item. There we go. No one will understand the significance of this steel helmet for years to come, but we will. I've got 4 strength, 5 defense, and 11 hit points just attacking goblins. I've used up half of my shrimp already. I'm gonna get back to grinding away. I've started to hide all items that drop on Runelight, so all I want to be visible in the future is clue scrolls. I don't know if there's a setting to do that, but I will make it so that all I see are clue scrolls. But back to the grind. Right then. So I was having a nice little chat with another Iron Man about how bad the RNG was. I've killed a total of 157 goblins before getting just an easy clue. I did slap myself because I said I would, but I've finally got a clue to do. My combat stats are all base 10 now, so I can work up to steel, but easy clues drop black, I think. Oh no, it is 10 for black, so yeah, easy clues are okay because I can use them. So we can finally do this clue. I cooked some more fish because I kept getting low health, but now my stats are a little higher. 12 combat. I'm taking a lot less damage, so I'm barely needing to eat. And I'm just going to work my way through this clue. I'll get back when I'm in Falador. So we've made it to Falador for the first step of our easy clue. We talked to Lucy, and Lucy doesn't even talk back, she just gives us a scroll. Search the boxes next to a chest that needs a crystal key. Luckily, that's pretty nearby. That's in Tavali, so we'll make our way over to Tavali for the next step of our clue. And now we're in Tavali at the crystal chest, but we're more concerned with the clue box pile. What do we get? We got a casket. It's time for our first easy casket already, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure what exactly I like for it. I'd really love a better weapon. Killing things with a bronze sword is miserable. Let's just open it up and see what we get. So fire runes, body runes, a willow shortbow, which I can't use for a very long time, and a coif, which is inferior in most ways to my steel helmet. Oh, I can't even wear it. I need 20 range to wear a coif. But we've done a second clue. We can now go back to Lumbridge and hopefully not have to kill another 157 goblins for a clue. I think soon I'm going to start working on thieving, get to 15 thieving and go and do some ham members. Then we can probably speed up easy clues significantly. I just want to do a couple more beginner caskets. There's nothing particularly very good, let's say, that I'd like from there, but I don't want to just do one beginner clue and then skip them entirely, so I think I'll farm goblins a little longer, get another beginner clue, do that, see what happens. And here it is, it's a beginner clue. It only took maybe 15 kills to get this, but we've got another clue to do. Talk to Charlie the Tramp in Varrock, nice and easy. Little walk up the road and we'll be at Charlie the Tramp. Nice little walk up to Varrock. Here's Charlie the Tramp. Let's see what he's got for me. Please sir, can you help me? He will give you a task. What do you want? I really need a trout cooked by you. So to catch a trout, I need 20 fishing. To cook a trout, I need 15 cooking. Well, I'm not sure how to go about this. I could use my money to buy a fishing rod and some bait and do sea bait fishing up to 20. Cook all the sardines I get for the cooking level I need, and we'll see. It's going to be a long grind to get to the levels I need, but we'll get there. So I'll be back once I've got a cooked trout. So as per the rules of the account, I'm allowing myself to sell clue rewards for money to pay for things I may need. So the willow shortbow and the coif are going, so I get a few more coins. So I can buy a fishing rod to get the stuff I need to catch a trout. So I think I can catch sardines at this fishing spot, and then I can catch a trout here, but I'll have to go all the way over to Port Sarim first to get fishing equipment from the fishing store. So ignore that misclick, and yeah, it's going to be a slow process to get to 20 fishing, but it'll get me lots and lots of food. So I finally got 20 fishing. I ended up dropping most of the fish because cooking and banking was taking too long. I can finally catch a trout and cook it. We're just going to wait for that to happen. I'm going to catch a couple. I'm going to cook one here, and then I will also cook one by Charlie the Tramp, because I'm not sure how this works, I suppose. So I'll catch a few more trouts, I'll cook some up, I'll go to Charlie, try and hand this thing, and hopefully finish my third clue. I cooked the trout there and I got the message saying you've completed Charlie's task, so I guess that means I don't need the other fish. I'm going to quickly run up to Varrock, talk to Charlie and see what we get. A bit of grief off a dark wizard, but we're here with the trout. We've given the trout. I was going to eat it, thankfully I didn't, and he's given me a new clue. So, Veronica outside Draenor Manor. This is one step? I'm sure we've done more than that. Either way, we're going to run to Draenor Manor. This should be the end of the clue. Whether or not it is, I guess we'll find out shortly. Let's go. we've made it to Veronica. It's really depressing walking around with uh-oh, there you go. It's quite depressing walking around with 1 agility, but clue number 3 is completed. Let's pop the casket open and see what disappointing rewards we get this time. Oh, I take back saying it's disappointing. A steel longsword is perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. Using a bronze sword is horrible for killing anything. It takes so long, it's so inaccurate. I've got a max hit of 2 or 3 with it. Steel longsword's a decent upgrade. A couple of earth runes, give or take, and a staff of water. It's worth a bit of money, I think, yeah. I could sell it, or I could just keep it, but this is a big upgrade. Plus 11 melee strength. It's a bit slower, but it's got attack bonuses. It's even got defense bonuses. That's very interesting. So we can add this to our armament, steel longsword. So I think I'm going to call this for day 1. For tomorrow, I would like to get my agility up, but that means going all the way over to the gnome stronghold to do agility. Where are we? Here we are. I do have 20 fishing, so I can do the fishing trawler teleport now, which will massively shorten the journey. I'd also like to try and get 15 thieving, so we can do ham members for easy clues. Killing 200 goblins or so to get 2 clues was a bit slow. I'd rather do something a little quicker, and ham members are great for that. But yeah, this is the end of my first episode as a clue-locked hardcore Iron Man. Thanks for watching.